Now, here we go. Here we go. Let's do a brief audio and visual check now. How's everybody doing? Give me a few minutes while I get some things set up. Yeah, I caught it. I caught it faster than you know. Yeah. You think I need to take a cattle trade in fast markets? Maybe, Coach Hoop. You need to come on Top Step and take a cattle trade. Take a cattle, buy some cattle, buy or sell. Give me a few seconds while I get a few things set up. A few things set up for me. All right, well, let's get to it. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Slow Markets. I'm Coach Dakota, Coach DBA. As always, in the YouTube chat, there is our Top Step risk disclosure. Say this every single night, every single day. It is not a signals class. This is not financial advice. This is for educational purposes only. We all know that, right? You don't follow our trades exactly. You don't fade our trades. We all have our own agency. You click your own buttons, basically. So that being said, let's take a look at this market. This is the NASDAQ daily chart. And before I get into it, I'll talk about a little bit in a moment. I am looking, believe this or not, looking to short this market. I am in this practice account. You can see, take a look, follow along with this one. Short at 21,870. I did try another short a little bit earlier during my VIP class, and I did take a loss on that one, but here we are on this. I am short the NASDAQ. I'm going to switch accounts so I could do our regular, what do we want to call it? Rapid fire, and it doesn't get in the way because I like a nice clean chart. Now, this is a daily chart on the NASDAQ, and as you can see, we've been seeing a lot of volatility, a lot of craziness in this market over the past couple weeks. As you can see, it's been, this was a Sunday. We gapped down, sold off, rallied all the way back up to these 21,900s. We sold off all the way back down to 21,000, and we've rallied all the way back up again. Now, the question is, where do we go from here? We did, yesterday, during the New York session, Wednesday's or Thursday's market action, we are now into Friday's trading session. Yesterday was Thursday, of course. And today, Thursday's price action, obviously, it ended up bullish. We did go all the way down to the 700s, rallied all the way up to these 880s. And finished right there. So now here we are again, and it looks like, whole lot of nothing. Right now, what I am seeing, if there is anything, now I'll go through it as we start to zoom in, right, where we have a little bit. If this is some breadcrumbs, I don't know how much we want to take this into consideration. No one really knows where this market can go or where it is going. As of right now, it's going up, right? And if we zoom into, say, the hourly chart and we kind of zoom out, this is kind of what I'm looking at. The market's going up now, but take a look at this. There was resistance at this zone. This is a zone. This is kind of what I'm seeing. This is why I was okay with taking a little bit of a short. I'll go more in depth though in a moment. But yeah, resistance here, support, resistance. This is kind of where we gapped. And if everything's a zone, anything can happen. It is a zone. We see a little bit there, but yeah, tonight we're actually just going straight up. We're actually going up. This market's going up, and yeah, I was looking for us to have some more resistance tonight, but we're not seeing that, to be honest. And yeah, if we do continue to break out, just like Coach J and I, here's what I'm looking at, and I'll continue to go through it as I zoom in. Is look at this New York session. Let me clear this out. This is the New York session, right? Yesterday. This is Thursday's price action. We were kind of consolidating in this, right? We did take a peek above this during the last moment of the New York session, sold all the way back into it. And then as we start to zoom in, looking at tonight's price action, if we zoom in, let's take a look at the power hour. You can see where we rallied up the last hour of the trading day. And then as soon as the market closed, big sell-off, big sell-off. Then, during after hours, we rallied up, came down, gap down. Let me go through what I was looking for. I took one loss, right? I took one loss. I was looking at this, and I was actually short right here, and I was looking for this market to sell off. Well, we didn't. We actually broke through. We kind of consolidated, hesitated a little bit, and then I got stopped out right here. For a loss. And now, since I got stopped out, we rallied up. We're continuing this rally. And, this thing is now looking bullish. Basically, since I started class, what, 8 minutes ago? And ever since I started class, man, this was, here we are. What are we, 15 points up in the last 5 minutes? So everything that I said is just kind of out the door. And this market changed really quick, right? Anything short in this area, we broke out, consolidated, it looked like, and then now we started to break out. And you can see on this 1 minute chart, this is a nice bullish flagging pattern. Broke out again as I started class. And here we go, 900s. Let's see if we can see these 900s. I see these 900s. Maybe, just like last night, I was talking about 800s tonight. I could see 900s. Maybe we'll see 22,000. Can we see 22,000 come into play tomorrow? It might be. Do you put your entry? Okay, we'll get to some questions. A lot of the technicals that I had planned going into tonight is just kind of no longer relevant, right? This thing's pushing. This market is now just breaking out. Any resistance I was looking at before I came into slow markets is invalid, right? Like this was resistance. We broke through that. This was resistance, and it looked like maybe we could consolidate here, but this just invalidated a lot, right? We just complete breakout. 8 miles is your short now. Quinn, I'm long from 865. Great. Yeah, everything that I had planned going into tonight is no longer valid. We are officially breaking through a lot of the resistance, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see another quick 10 points. This is a trade, to be honest. This is a trade. If I've talked about it a little bit during fast markets, during the New York session, is when we're so close to a round number like 900, right? That can be a trade where there's, what are the odds of us getting to 900, right? I could see us, 7 points. There's probably some liquidity at 900. Yeah, look at that. There's some 81 contracts sitting right at 900. It's a nice round number. Let's see if we could get there. Things changed way fast. Things change so fast in these markets sometimes. Slow markets, fast markets, slow-ish markets. Been long 3 since 820. Nice. It was a breakout trade. Right? Where I talked about this during my VIP, where I was looking for it to sell off and hold this, but as soon as we broke out, I was less confident, and then we finally had that follow through. So, kind of a typical breakout play where we broke out, pulled back, and then as soon as we broke through this, it's just kind of off to the races, right? Off, and nice little bullish flag. Things have been happening pretty volatile during this slow markets. Things have been very volatile during slow markets. And let me show you what that trade is I was talking about. Basically, the trade that I don't take it very often is basically getting in long, right? Getting in long and putting my take profit for that nice round number. Stop loss, it's a harder trade to take. I don't know. We'll see. This is just a combine. This is just a dummy account. But sometimes I see this happen a lot where when we break out, maybe consolidate, and then we just go straight to this round number. You can see the liquidity there and do we call this liquidity? I hear a lot of traders call it liquidity, paper liquidity, whatever you want to call it. maybe put the order right there in front of it to see if we get that final push through these 90s and see that one. But yeah, then the stop loss would be right. I would dare say 82. I'd dare say 82. 82, looking for about 99 3/4. And yeah, there we go. No more worries. Negative RR, so stupid. What the? Well, you come in here talking crap and you don't even let me finish talking through the trade. Get out of here. Longing at these highs is crazy. Yeah, I mean, it depends on your perspective, right? Someone would say longing at these highs were pretty crazy. And yeah, this is just a dummy trade. Look, you're just going for this nice little run to these 900s. A nice little 1-to-1 risk reward. Well, you never know, right? Nothing's a fact in the markets. You never know for 100%. The 100%, the only thing you know 100% is the market's going to move up or down. To the right. Maybe you could say 100% this market's going to be moving to the right, but you don't know anything 100% of the time. So it's all about perspective. Some traders would be like, oh my gosh, why are you buying this market? We're at the highs. Like, well, is it the highs if we continue to go higher? I don't know. But a lot of times I do see this play out more often than not. Nothing's 100%. Nothing is 100% in this market, but a lot of times, more often than not, I tend to see this play out. Now, where you get in is also just as important, right? Because like that one person said in the chat, wherever it was, talking about risk reward, right? Because depending on where you get in and depending on where your risk is and depending on how you manage that trade, it makes a difference. I'm not going to argue with a positive expectancy. Never argue with a positive expectancy. It doesn't matter what a trader does and what he trades or how they trade. It's really about process, right? Process, process over profits, and having a positive expectancy, right? We could just consolidate here and sell off. Right? That is a possibility, having a sell-off, which, oh, well, it is. I don't mind doing this in practice and combines and all that fun stuff. But yeah, we're gonna see how crazy this really is. Trade the now. Draw trend lines from all-time highs about a week ago. I think we get it. This is looking good. I might even tighten up this. Is that too tight of a risk? I'm going to let this one play out. We're getting close. Tom. Don't get started. Don't get started. I don't know. This one's Coach J, don't get we're not gonna get started. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. You don't know until it's over. Rookie mistake. You're in the wrong burner account. I log that one back in. Come on. It's just a short scalp, everyone. This is just a short scalp. We'll see. Silence is always deafening, right? Everyone's really good at giving their opinions. Let's see it. Let's get to some questions while we watch this one play out. Take care, Coach J. Non-farm payroll. Yes, it is. Tomorrow's going to be a big one. Scalping slow markets. This is slowish markets. Slowish markets. You could say it's slowish markets. Since this little breakout, we've rallied pretty far, right? 50 points. 50 points. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's turned around. It's turned around. I'm going to flat. There we go. Break even on that one. We could still probably see it play out, but I'm fine with break even. I don't mind that. We got up to 96.5. 96.5. And here we go. We might continue to consolidate. Maybe we see something like this. Maybe we see something like this. Not sure. $96.5. It's not done. Remember, this is perspective, right? This is a really zoomed in. If we take a look at this, look. That's not much. That's not much. 9 points. Was that break even? Was that break even? It might not be done. There's that. It's about 100 contracts now, right? 100 contracts. Break even was 890. What did we get in on that one? We got in at 890. 890, 890 3/4. So we'd still be in profit. But other than that, I don't really have much to talk about on the NASDAQ. Going back to what Coach J was saying is it's going to be a big one tomorrow. It is going to be a big one. It is going to be February 7th. And then we do have non-farm payrolls. Non-farm payrolls is going to be coming out. So we're going to see some volatility. And, of course, we have a couple Feds speaking. Tomorrow could be a very volatile session. It is Friday. This is Friday's price action, so we could continue to see more volatility. What's been interesting is we're not seeing any Trump tweets. No news, no tariff news. And, I mean, here we are. It's Friday. Guess where we were last week? Last Friday, we are now at the highs of last Friday. So that is interesting. Maybe we could see this market come to these 960s. Can we see the highs of last Friday overnight? This could be possible. This could very well be possible if we can see these highs from Friday come and take us out. I wouldn't be surprised to go run those highs, but pretty dang bullish market. Bullish market. We didn't really get to see a pullback, right? We haven't really seen a pullback. This was overnight price action, and yeah, not much to really speak of. Just consolidation day, and maybe we see another continuation to the long side. The real question is, how do I hold a short over the weekend, just like the last 2 weekends? I don't know. That's something I'm going to talk with Hoagland and the team tomorrow. Is there a possibility to who would want to hold a? I mean, there's probably a few people out there that would want to hold a short into the weekend, right? To be able to short the market, hold the short into the weekend. Will we see a gap down tomorrow? Will we see a gap down tomorrow? Any thoughts? Anybody? Any thoughts? Not tomorrow. Next Sunday night. Will we see a gap down tomorrow? Sunday. Why do I keep saying tomorrow? Yeah, into all-time highs. A gap up. Yeah, probably look at the 4-hour. What do you mean? What's this saying? What I'm seeing here is what I was going to go into tonight in slow markets was I was kind of looking at this zone as resistance, to be honest, everybody. Like I was saying, Like this looks like a nice resistance zone. I mean, yeah, this is a nice resistance zone. I would be okay with, yeah, it's hard to short this strong market to the long side, but yeah, this would be a decent resistance zone. Now of course this is a higher time frame, right? Whether we see some type of a pullback here, maybe we rally up to these somewhere 900s. I'm not sure. It is Friday. It is non-farm payroll. And so it's hard to say anything in this type of market environment. There's even an argument to be made that we already seen the resistance during the New York session. And now that we've broken out of resistance, we might see a continuation up to 22,000 and maybe up to January 22nd. And maybe we even see this market rally up to this level. Like that's a possibility as well. The good trade's the hard trade. The hard trade was buying it, right? The hard trade was buying it. Buying it at these highs? Question mark? Question mark? Buying it at these highs? Oh, it's a tough one. For me, I'd be okay with shorts acting at this resistance. I was okay with shorts. I mean, obviously, shorts didn't work out when it broke out, and now it's just up. It's just up. And you know, we're continuing to push higher here in the NASDAQ. 890s, 895. Will it hit 900 is the question. We're pushing right back up. And then we'll take a look in just a moment. I want to watch to see how this does. See if we can hit 21,900. And then we'll take a look at crude oil, the Nikkei, and also look at some of these other markets. Crude oil, Nikkei, and gold. Let's get to some more of these questions. Just keep buying. The market is broken. Hidden gems. If you joined us yesterday, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was Tuesday, where I was talking about this market and us actually understanding what we are trading. Remember, everybody, you first have to understand, it's very important to understand what we're trading. What are we trading? We're trading the NASDAQ, right? What is the NASDAQ? Let's go NQ futures. If we look out and we see what is the NASDAQ, you have to understand what we are trading. And I said this yesterday, the other day, it's 100 stocks, right? And these aren't just random stocks. These are big stocks. Like these are major cap stocks in the market. Like this isn't just some random market. It's not like a commodity, right? It's not like, crude oil where it's based off of really supply and anything. You could boil anything down to supply and demand, right? It's not a commodity like crude oil or gold. It's 100 of the biggest tech stocks here in the United States financial system. And you could go through, I don't know all 100 of the stocks, and I'm sure you could go through and find that. And so if you really think about it, let's see, is there, go through and find a list of them. Where's the list? There's probably a list somewhere of what, okay. Where's the list? Someone probably knows where that is. I mean, it's basically QQQ, right? It's basically QQQ, the triple Qs. I said this yesterday. It is, let's go. Let's see. We're using the Google. The power of Google. This is what I would recommend traders do. If they don't know something, if they have a question like what is a 3-bar reversal, just Google it. Google is such a useful tool sometimes. Let's see. Let's see if we can find the list of what is in this. It's the big tech names, but I just wanted to go through. Let's see. I mean, here we go. Here we go. This is it, right? So think of it like this. This is maybe a decent way to think of it. If you are going to short the NASDAQ, right, you need to understand what you're shorting, right? I know you don't have to know everything to be a trader, but this is relatively important, right? Is Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Broadcom, Tesla, Costco, Alphabet, Netflix, and the list goes on. These are major companies, and if you're going to be shorting this market, just understand that. Like, oh, I'm short Apple, Netflix, and that huge list. And the list goes on and on and on. And then if you tell me, if you're going to put money into this market over a long period of time, those are the companies you kind of want to hold, right? And the question you always get, and the question sometimes I ask myself whenever I short this market, you got to realize what the heck you're shorting. And sometimes it can be frustrating, right? Because like some traders are saying, wow, Amazon earnings was horrible, or Netflix earnings is horrible, or this one stock earnings is horrible. That's all fine if one of the stock has a very bad earnings. Guess what? There's 99 stocks in this market that is also trading, right? So just understand that this market tends to go up more than it goes down. It goes up a lot longer than it goes down, right? Where the time it takes going up is usually longer than it's going down. We're continuing to go up, and then what you think might happen, chances are it won't, right? Like if we zoom in on that 1 minute, guess what? Everyone who thinks it's crazy shorting this market, lesson learned, right? You're buying in the market at these highs. Well, markets are now going higher, right? Here we are. We didn't really get to 100. Did we get to 900 right there? Almost. We got to 99 and a quarter. 99 and a quarter. My original stop loss was down there. So, obviously I closed it out early, but yes, it's a resilient market, man. It really is. It's hard. I get so frustrated when I get into a short and I lose. I did that earlier when I was in a short, and I'm just like, after I get stopped out or after I hit a daily loss limit, I just like, what was I doing shorting this market? Like why was I shorting this market again? Whose idea was it to short this market? Now, you can make money both ways, but I think that's one of the times I get the most frustrated is when I short the NASDAQ and I lose money, and then I just look at myself and I'm just like, yep, I'm the guy that was shorting this market, and it's gonna be frustrating. And that's maybe where I've became a permabull, is because I've shorted this market and lost so many times, and I know MP has. It sucks, man. It feels good when you take a short and it works out, because when the shorts do work out, like we say, up like a staircase and down like an elevator, right? You short this market and we get this nice sell-off. It's great. But then, these sell-offs and the time it takes for a sell-off, compared to the time it takes for a rally, the market tends to take, like I said, it spends more time going up than it does going down. Even though when it does go down, it's a lot more volatile. But then when it does go up, it takes a lot longer. It's like a steady grind. It's frustrating and all that. H-Truth, what was my strategy in 2022? What do you mean? What do you mean? What was my strategy in 2022? I don't know if this contract would go back that high. this contract doesn't go back that far. Should we pull up 2022? Buy low, sell high, bear market. Let's see. I'm gonna pull it up now. Now you got me curious. What happened in 2022? Let's pull it up. Well, I'm sure there's some type of we could pull up 2022. I could pull it up almost every year, and let's see. 2022. Where are we at? Let me see. I've used this one. I don't want to pull up my personal one, but 2022. We'll go the daily. I mean, are you referring to this? Right? Are you referring to this? The rate hikes. 2022 was a pretty good year for people buying the market. Buyers are happy in 2022. I don't remember any of that, but beautiful buying opportunity. 2022 was it not? And it depends on your perspective, but here we are. How far are we from all-time highs? How far are we from all-time highs today? We're closer to all-time highs again. These are the all-time highs, correct? Where are they at? Oh, it's if non-farm payroll tomorrow is good. Oh, it's all-time highs could be in reach. We're closer to today than we were yesterday. We're 2.5%. 2.5% from all-time highs. That's looking good. Are we going to be at all-time highs tomorrow? Can we see it? It's possible. Coach Jay and I was talking yesterday. Yesterday we were 3% from all-time highs, right? 3% from all-time highs. Yeah, about 3% from all-time highs. Today we're closer. We're closer. Seems like we're getting closer every day. Now you understand why I'm a bull? Yeah, it's okay to make money on both sides. We're day traders, and every day you can make money on both sides. For me, in my own personal preference, I just say it's easier to make money to the long side. Like that's me. It's a lot easier to make money on the long side for the way that I trade, because yeah, it's just I would rather lose money buying this market than selling it at the way that this market typically reacts. And sometimes I do lose money. Everybody does lose money. Like that can be the reality. But I think ever since you guys have known me, at least ever since I've ever started teaching, I've kind of just been a bull, and I've always said buy the dip, buy the dip. The United States have been through many world wars. Financial markets have been through so much, yet we continue to go up and make all-time highs. There's very rarely a case where I cannot make the argument to buy the markets, right? Even through tariff fears, tariff wars, everything. This market is just so going up and to the right. Now, this is just the NASDAQ, right? I'm solely focused on the NASDAQ right now. And we do also have to open our eyes to what we actually can trade, right? We take a look at crude oil. Crude oil, completely different story. Completely different story. Crude oil has been sell, right? The fundamentals have changed. This market is going down. Crude oil has been sell any little bounce. And if we take a look on the higher time frame on crude oil, no, crude oil is a commodity. Crude oil is a commodity. It does not always go up. I know I've had conversations of like, yeah, but it's a commodity. It's limited, right? We don't have infinite crude oil, so therefore, in theory, over time, there's going to be less and less crude oil, means that crude and the price should go up. Crude oil does not just go straight up. It's not it doesn't just go in one direction. Crude oil is a better example of a true day trading market where both buyers and sellers have, I would say, equal percent, right? Crude oil is not a market where you can say, yeah, crude oil spends more time going up or more time going down. It's more of a supply and demand based, and it's a lot less bullish than, say, the NASDAQ. And same with gold. Maybe gold, you can make a little bit different of an argument as we continue to go up, right? Gold's in the long run can typically go up, but it's not as straight up as, say, the NASDAQ. Gold, obviously, it's a rare earth metal, and someone say inflation hedge. Buy gold. It is a safe bet. Same what they say with the housing market, but. Yeah, gold has been very bullish over the past few years. And yeah, one could make an argument that in 10 years from now, gold would be worth more than it is today. You can't make that argument really on crude oil, right? You can't be like, yeah, in 10 years, crude's going to be more valuable than it is today. You can typically say the same thing with gold or the stock market. But ultimately, we are day traders, and yeah, that's kind of why I've been a bull. Gold, I don't want to short gold. I do not want to short gold now that we've been talking about it. Shout out to where you are at, Coach J. Coach J was looking for longs yesterday, and guess what? This continues to pay. The trend is your friend here in gold. And what more do you need on very basic, very simple technicals? Buy the dip here in gold, right? We seen that happen again. It looks like today during the New York session, there was another nice, beautiful opportunity to buy this dip here in gold. And sure enough, whoever was taking advantage of it, nice little area of resistance, right? Resistance. We sold off. We got down here to that little resistance zone. Simple, right? Easier said than done, though. Very simple. I've been struggling this week. I struggled this week. Everyone knows that. I don't mind it. It's all transparency. I am down money this week. I have lost money this week in my live account. I am down. I don't know how much I'm down. I'll have to check. I'll check. You'll see it tomorrow on Fast Markets. Trust me. I am down money this week. I'm down, I think, $10,000 this week in my live account. But yeah, it's always easier said than done. I have not been trading gold. Gold has been a easier market to trade, to be honest. Just buy these dips and yeah, decent opportunities. The next move on gold is, do we see a nice breakout? Do we see a nice breakout of these 92s? And do we look for 2,900? I think there's a decent chance for us to take a look at these 2,900s. 2,900s plus. I mean, resistance. We're coming up there. And maybe we see more consolidation and then we break out. I would like to see that. I would love to see us maybe have another little bit of a pullback and then break out. But gold is bullish. 3,000. Do we see 3,000 coming up? Maybe this month we will see 3,000. I don't know, but there's no reason for me to sell this. Definitely no reason for me to sell this on gold. I've seen gold rally so much while you are streaming. I mean, it is slow markets, but yeah, gold tends to move when I'm on air, right? Let's see. Where did we? Yeah, look. Since I started this class, it's the same thing, right? We started slow markets, and here we are going up. We've been really right. Gold just going up since I start my slow markets. Let's take a look. Let's take a look at the Nikkei. Nikkei is pretty volatile tonight. Yeah, Nikkei is really volatile tonight, right? Big move up, 0.6, 0.6, and right back down. Let me look at a higher time frame. Let's see. Nikkei's looking pretty bearish, to be honest, or bullish. What do we say here? Anybody? Do we say this as buy the dip? Is this a buy the dip? Buy the dip? Buy the dip here in the Nikkei? Do we look for this market to continue? I'm going to put my vote on yes. I'm going to put my vote on buy this dip. I will put my vote on buy this dip. Looking for it to rotate higher. This one's on points. I don't know why the Nikkei. Let's go to dollar amounts. It's $700 on that one. That's not too expensive. That's getting to a couple actually. I'll get into 3 right here. I like to buy the dip here on the Nikkei. This is where traders can see this as a bear flag, right? It's like, that's a bear flag. Well, you know what? You might be true, right? But you don't know it's a bear flag until after we break down. Until then, this is the pattern, right? This trend line is holding. We tested it once. We tested it twice. This is now the 3rd test of this trend. Now, yeah, we could very well break down, and then after the fact, if we do sell off, then we're, you know, okay, you know what? This was a bear flag. This was a loss. I know my risk. I took it. I'm okay with this risk. And if it's a loss, it's a loss. You know what? So be it. I'm okay with, say, this risk, for example. I don't even know. I don't even know where I'm at on this combine. Remember, this is just a coach's combine. I don't pay for it. I can't get funds on this. This is just a demo, right? Demo. Just trade it for fun. Nothing big. This is purely for education, right? Just like a teacher does it on the whiteboard. This is my theoretical whiteboard where I go through and I could talk and blah, blah, blah. You know, I'm just going to and blah, blah, blah. So I like to buy the dip here on the Nikkei. I'm okay with it. It would make sense to me, right? 1, 2, 3. Keep trading it. The trend, this is the pattern. The pattern should work until it breaks. It's always going to work until it doesn't. And then once it doesn't, then you could go back and say, yep, you know what? It was a bear flag. If we do break down, maybe there's an opportunity to short looking for the breakdown. But yeah, I like this pattern. Let's see. Let's zoom in. We could zoom in here for a second. Looky there. Bad screen names. Why is Dakota taking endless trades tonight? It's for education. Everything I talk about is for education. It's not a signals. You can see I'm not in my live account. I did take a loss in my live account earlier, but that was before slow markets. That was during my VIP. I'm just going to close out of this one, to be honest. I'll stay in 1. Hold this is pretty tight. I'm the furthest thing from a master. Furthest thing from a master. I'm not the best. I've never, you know what's pretty interesting? I've never said I'm the best trader. I don't know where anybody on social media gets that. I've never understood that. I've never said I'm the best. I've always said that I'm an okay trader. I've always said I'm average. Social media tends to just make stuff up and then criticize you for it. It's weird. It really is. It's like, oh my gosh, look at this. He's not a good coach. He's not the best. He loses. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna make something up and then blame you for it. Weird. I think even since day one, I'm like, I'm just average. I just want to help traders that I can. I just happen to be on the leaderboard. And here's a little secret. I know my VIP. Shout out to everybody in my VIP class. But here's what I was telling my VIP traders. Just a little bit of another little sneak peek. That's what I was telling. That's why I was telling my VIP team. I was like, everyone, This market is bigger than what you think. We live in such a small bubble of this prop firm world. This little prop firm world in futures is a very small bubble. We are in a bubble. Everybody, this world is bigger than these little prop firms that you see popping up everywhere and affiliate codes and all that. This is a futures market, a financial market where billions and billions gets traded, and there are thousands and thousands of traders that are extremely better than me, extremely better than what you are ever going to see. You just don't see them on social media. You don't see them bragging. You do not see them posting. You might never see them. The ones and some of the best traders you will never hear of. You'll never see them, and they'll never go on to social media talking about their strategy. We live in such a small bubble in the little social media circles that is in these prop firms world. So understand that and realize that it's really just you against you, right? You against you all the time. It doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what anybody else in this world says. It's you against you, focusing on your process, focusing on how you can trade. And at the end of the day, how can you become a better trader to make money? Not just make money, but make money consistently, right? Make money consistently. Because anybody could make money in a day, or anybody could make money for a week, or get lucky and make money in a month, right? But do it for a year, then do it for 2 years, and do it for 3, and then 4, and so on, right? That's the goal. That's the goal for everybody in here, or at least it should be. And then be able to not depend on anybody else. I don't want to depend on another person. You don't want to depend on a company, right? You should be able to trade good enough to where you don't have to worry about a prop firm. It's just like, I could disappear on a beach somewhere, and I could trade my own personal account, and I don't have to worry about whether a prop firm's going to pay me. I don't have to worry about whether my prop firm's going to approve my payout. I don't have to worry about, following a trader to make sure I align with his trades, or copy trading them, or signals. I could just follow my own process on a beach somewhere, trading my own personal account, getting 100% of my profits, and live your own life, right? That is true trading, completely independent of anything else. So that is the ultimate goal. Prop firms, and I love how MP says we're a stepping stone. We're a stepping stone. If you're new, or if you're struggling in trading, use us. You use it as a stepping stone. Practice in a safe environment. You have access to free coaching. You have access to an amazing Discord and everything else that we have to offer. And myself included, and some of these other coaches, really, honestly, doing absolutely our best to help get traders from a combine to an XFA and then to a live account. Like, hey, you're struggling emotionally. Here's, for the best of my knowledge and my own personal experience of what's helped me. And are you going to take this and maybe help yourself become a better trader? I hope so. If not, it's your own loss, right? Yeah, we'll see how this one plays out. How's the NASDAQ? Did the NASDAQ get to 900 yet? Have we got to 900 on the NASDAQ? Not yet. We got up to, was that really the high? Was that really the high? The high of that little rally was 99 and a quarter. And we're turning. Maybe we get back up there. Maybe we get, is this a little pullback before we get continuation? We're still hovering around these 90s. Let me zoom in. Let me see if that original stop loss would have got smacked. Where was the original stop loss? You might have to replay the YouTube. I think it was down here, right? Correct me. I don't know where exactly it was. Let's see. Where was the stop? 38. Stop. Where was it? Oh, it's his 80s. 83. It was at 83 evens. Was the original one. Is it? I need to make that shirt. I legit need to make that shirt. Like this weekend, I'm gonna go get a shirt made. Stop loss is a better entry. I need to put that, engrave it. I need to get a tattoo of that on like my hand, the back of my hand, like somewhere. Stop loss is a better entry. Like just all the time. Just bang that one until it just becomes second nature. You're going to continue to see it over and over. That is the theme of 2025. Shirt stop in Lehigh? Maybe Alpha. I'm not too far from there. Your stop loss is a better entry. Over and over again. It's weird, man. It's been the theme of 2025. Put on a jacket and buy it. You'll make shirts that make me one. Let's take a look at CL. See, crude oil is rattling. Crude oil is bouncing. Let's take a look at the Nikkei. Nikkei's not really doing much. Don't say it too loud because the algos are with here. Yeah, Tom, it's the internet. It's the internet, Tom. If the original stop is your entry, where is your new stop? Yeah, that's the predicament, right? That's the loop that you'd get stuck in. If the stop loss is a better entry, where is your new stop? And then is that stop loss the better entry? That is the predicament that you get in with a mind, right? I will say, the way that I have been trading the past 2 months, when I get triggered in, my stop loss is a better entry. And it's, for example, right? Like that is the predicament that you'd hit, right? If that's my stop loss, and I use my stop loss as an entry, and let's just say this is my entry, then the question is, where is my new stop loss? And then is that one the better entry, right? So if I got triggered in where my stop loss was, and where would my new stop loss be? Where immediately I'd first think down here, and then I would say, whoa, okay, that's not a 1-to-1 risk reward. That's an opposite of a 1-to-1 risk reward. Well, then maybe having a stop loss just below this pivot high would be reasonable, right? Because that would give me at least a 1-to-1 or better. But then if we do run down here, it's like, well, okay, oh dang, what if we do this? And then now what if that stop loss is a better entry? And that's kind of what we go through as humans. And now that I was talking about this earlier, but overthinking. This would be part of overthinking, right? Once you place a trade, then you overthink. For me, what I'm doing and what I've been doing for the past month, I haven't been doing it really good. I've been doing it really crappy, to be honest, is trying to track down and say, how can I not overthink? And how can I adjust my process to where my stop loss is the entry and then determine where my new stop loss is. This is my predicament. This is what I've struggled with the last 2 weeks, and why I am one of the reasons why I am down money this week. I'm down $10,000 this week, and I'm struggling. And this is part of the reason why is exactly what you see. And that's part, I don't mind sharing it, right? That's part of the transparency because, hopefully somebody else can learn the same thing. Does that make sense to anybody? Is maybe showing you, everybody in here, what I'm struggling with the past few weeks, and maybe kind of going through what my process is and what I'm going through can help. Now, don't get me wrong. Last week I took a payout. I posted it on social media. I took a payout of like $225,000, and then I left $100,000 in my account, and now I'm down to $90,000. So I'm down $10,000. So I'm down $10,000 from when I took the payout. I'm at $90,000, and this is why. It's been these little details of which they don't seem like a big. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it makes dramatic. It makes a dramatic difference of where you're getting in, how you're managing your trade, and I've seen it a lot over the past 2 weeks, and it's just been these past 2 weeks. It's been since December, I think. It's been since December, to be honest, since I've been making a little bit of adjustments. And the funny thing is, it kind of correlates. It correlates with this market volatility. If I zoom out, basically throughout this, I've been struggling. I've struggled, and I don't mind to make it, but it's been since this. I've been getting cooked in this market. Like it really has been. Now, the thing is, I'm not being cooked to where I can't trade. I still have, I still pulled out 225. I still pulled out $500,000 last year, right? And I still have 90,000 in my account. But I've been getting cooked in this market because of the volatility and sporadicness of the day-to-day. It's always easier to go back and do some hindsight trading. But yeah, this is the market that I've been being cooked in. And the funny thing is, it looks a lot more consistent, but this is the market in September and all this. I'm used to this kind of market. It's a more consistent. It's a lot less craziness, gaps, volatility, but there's definitely opportunity. And you guys see it here at Topstep all the time, daily, right? Some of the live traders, absolutely killing it. That one trader who made $600,000 or something, doing really great. For me, I give me slow, consistent markets. Like I was saying last night, slow, consistent markets, give it to me. Tim, serious question, no disrespect. How much of that withdrawal was XFA funds being transferred versus profit? Tim, good question. So I've answered this many times, and I still don't understand why people don't think I answered it, right? I've seen that. I've got asked that same question, I think, 10 times this week. I don't know where it came from because I've told traders over and over and over again, and I've made comments on it, is that at a prop firm, you have to start out in a sim account. And I started in a combine last year at this time, and I got transferred to XFAs. I made money in XFAs. I made, $250,000 in my, like $200,000 in XFAs, made $50,000 in live, took out the withdrawals in April, May, June. I think it was June. And then in July, I struggled. I changed from NinjaTrader to Topstep X. In Topstep X, I did that same thing. In Topstep X, I started in combines, right? Just like everybody else, I started with 5 combines. I decided to go for 5 combines because why not? I know I'm a decent trader. I could, because I have to pay for my combines just like everybody else. I don't get a discount. I don't get any of that stuff. Trust me, I've tried to get discounts, but I get treated like everybody else. I started with 5 combines, built that to XFAs. I traded 5 XFAs. I got those transferred to live in July, the end of July. And then while I was trading my live account, I started 5 new combines, right? So I was trading my live account while I was trading 5 combines. And then I got those 5 combines into XFAs. So I was trading my live account and I was trading XFAs and I was making money and I was having one hell of a time, to be honest. Where I made like $100,000 in XFAs and I made like $25,000 in my live account. And then I got that money transferred from my XFAs to my live and I built that position to 300,000. And then, yeah, I did that. And then December hit and it all turned to crap. And this, just like I was saying, I'm like, oh crap, just in time for this crazy volatility and struggling. And then I don't know the exact dollar amounts between XFA and live, but I do know that the majority of my profits from Topstep has been XFAs. That's never been hidden. I've talked about it over and over again. The majority of my profits have came from XFAs. Now, I don't know the exact dollar amounts because I've not went through and did the calculation. However, I have been in a live account, this live account, for now 100 days. Exactly 100 days for this live account. And then I think I was in the other live account for 90 days in spring and summer. But 2024, I was in a live account for, I would say, 10 out of the 12 months, maybe 9 out of the 12 months. And as of now, I have been in this live account since July. How were you trading XFAs before going live? Exactly the same way. Exactly the same way. I was trading the XFAs the exact same way you see me trading my live account. Market has changed in terms of volatility, and I've been struggling. Yeah, I don't think... Are there very many traders that you guys see that have a live account and has had it open for more than 30 days? I haven't really seen anybody in this small bubble of a prop firm world that has a live account and keeps it open for longer than 30 days. Heck, I very rarely see traders with a live account that keeps it open for 10 days. Heck, I don't even see traders with an XFA that keeps it longer than 30 days. Market conditions have changed from that of last year. Yep. And there you go, RM. No one really cares, to be honest. No clear trend, no direction in higher time frames. Why is that? Why is what? I did. Good. I day trade futures on my PDD broker account until the college bills hit. I know. Hey, personal accounts are the best. Personal accounts are the goal. Live accounts are the goal. Live personal accounts are a better goal. 10-day live accounts. Great job, Joe. The most important thing is to be able to trade for tomorrow. If you can trade for tomorrow, that's all that matters, right? As long as you're not blowing your account. Lucas, why do you not see people keep their accounts? I don't know. Emotions? Oversizing? Emotions and oversizing is probably the top two reasons why traders can't keep their accounts. They trade too big and they oversize. You had a fat live personal account until the GME hype wrecked me. I don't know where this YOLOing came from, but that's not the right way. Too many traders are oversizing, trading way too big for the account size. I have had you guys seen it. My live account here at Topstep was at 330,000, 350,000. I was only trading 5 micros. Minis, 5 minis. You should not be trading more than 5 minis, honestly. I even trading probably too aggressive. I'm trading too aggressive. That's a fact. I should probably trade smaller, to be honest. I'm going to agree that's probably one of my mistakes that I'm making right now in this live account here at Topstep is I'm probably trading too big with 5 minis. That's the biggest mistake that I see all the time. Everyone's too focused on the YOLO, and I'm going to YOLO this because guess what? If I lose, I could just reset or purchase another account. Horrible habits. Wrong way. That's why you don't see traders with accounts longer than 30 days. Every screenshot I typically see with number of days has been like, 6 days, 7, 8 days. It's not right. It's not true trading. That's D-League stuff. Anybody could get lucky in one day. Anybody could get lucky in a week or 2 weeks. Once you start getting over a quarter, 3 months, that's where I'll give anybody props. It doesn't matter who you are. If you're trading in a sim account, if you're trading in a prop account or any account, if you keep an account open for over 3 months, dang, you deserve any amounts of credit. It's hard. It really is. There's a reason why 98, 95% of traders lose money. Nick J, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Is I'm still trading 5 minis after taking a payout. I do need to decrease it. I should probably practice what I preach. But as of right now, I have been trading 5 minis. I'm trading this account really aggressive, probably more aggressive than I should, and it's probably showing a bad example. Not probably, it is. I'm trading my account not conservatively and not how I teach. It's a bad example. Let's talk about technical. I've had my XFA since August. Great job. Is NQ mini or MNQ? NQ is mini. MNQ is micro. How many resets can someone tolerate before they can't afford it anymore? I don't know. It depends on you. I don't recommend resetting at all. I say just trade one account and take that as your personal. If you treat your combine like it's a real live personal account, that's where you'll become successful. Size down. You think my account balance can handle it? Maybe. I've been thinking of it as more aggressive. I've already pulled out $250,000. Actually, I pulled out, whatever. I don't know. I don't even know how much I pulled out, to be honest. I'll tell you. Just over 400,000. So I've pulled out 400,000 over the past less than a year, past 9 months. And I'm using this 100,000 to just trade really aggressively. And here's what my mindset is. My mindset is this, right? I don't know if this is the right mindset. Like I said, we're going to find out if this is the right mindset. Let me pull up a Google sheet. This is not a normal class, and that's okay. This is not a normal class, and I don't mind. This is slow markets. We're going to talk about the real stuff here. This is not financial advice either. So let me do this. Let's see here. I'm trying to do a new sheet. Come on. 227 was the last one. Oh, okay. Thanks, John. Yeah, 227 plus like 180. Because I took out 180 when I was on my Ninja Trader in the summer of last year in June. Let me go. Okay, there's go. So here's the way I view it, okay? That's bright. That's really bright. Is that too bright for you guys? That's really bright. Let me see if I could adjust that. Is there a way to adjust that? You know what? Just deal with it. Deal with it. You know what I could do? I could do this. No, it's fine. All right. Well, I made it gray, so it's not too bad. So here's the way I'm viewing it. Okay. Now, remember, everybody, this is not financial advice. This is not trading advice. There is my risk disclosure. Here's how I'm viewing it. Let's have this conversation. I'm honest. Let's do it. We have 15 minutes left of class. Let's have this conversation. Put on the sunglasses. There's dark mode somewhere. I don't want to spend the time to figure it out. But here is the way that I am viewing it, everybody. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe we could maybe we could have this fun conversation. I don't mind it. Okay. And so here's my account. Here's the starting account balance. Okay. Simple, straightforward. Let's go ahead and do that. This is just an example. This is not financial advice. Let's make sure that is very, very clear here. Not financial advice, yada, yada, yada. Let's go through this. So this is my starting balance. All right. This is just an idea. This is not, we're not going to go far in depth. This is the idea. We could talk about it. I don't mind. Starting balance, $100,000. Okay, so I just pulled out 225, 227, whatever. I left $100,000. This is live money. This is real money in the markets. Live, it's cash. It's not sim. This is money I could pull out right now and put it in my pocket today now, just like a personal account. Okay, $100,000. Right now I have my daily loss limit at $5,000. Okay, $5,000. That is my daily loss limit. Now, you could look at this as dollar amounts. I have been looking at this as points. So I look at it as points, okay? Points. Now, it depends on the size. So I'm saying contract size. So trade size. I trade the NASDAQ. I primarily have been trading the NASDAQ. Five minis. This is not going to be dollar amounts. This is not going to be dollar. This is definitely going to be just numbers. 5 minis. I trade 5 minis. And trade size is basically, what is this? Point size. Point size is going to be $20 per point. I trade $100 per point. That has been how much I have been trading in this account. Make sense? I have to adjust this. This is just a pet peeve of mine. So trade size 5 mini NQ, right? 5 mini NQ, point size $100, daily loss limit $5, and essentially points per day. Like, this is the way that I am viewing this, and I'm open for discussion. It's simple, it's straightforward. We're going to go ahead and do the daily loss limit divided by how many points, and that is exactly it. This is the way I view it. I am risking 50 points per day in the NASDAQ. How I split that up depends on the market, right? Is this going to be 2 trades at 25 points each? One trade might be 20 points. The other trade might be 30. Maybe it's just one trade at 50 points. It depends on the market, right? If the market's very volatile, it might be just one trade a day, depending on the setup, depending on the risk. But this is the way I see it. This is the way I view it. That's how many points that I trade in a day. 1 trade, 2 trades, 5 trades, 10 trades. It doesn't matter. 50 points that I am risking a day. I am fine with that. I'm either going to make X amount of points or I'm going to lose 50. I typically am okay with losing 50 points. It's perfectly fine. Now, 50 points a day. Now, how much risk if I change this to starting balance, right? Starting balance. And if we change everything to points, you know what? Let's do this, actually. Let's do this. Actually, let's do this. So this is in dollars. This is in points. So maybe this is a better. So if I'm doing everything is in points, we're going to go that divided by 100, right? So forgive me. I'm just taking some time with this spreadsheet because I just want to make sure that this is being serious, right? So 50 points a day. Trade size this, point size $1. So my starting balance, okay, thinking of this in pure points because I don't care about the dollar amounts. I care about points. And points help me eliminate the emotions. Now, this is pure personal, right? This is, for me personally, how I view these markets and the way that I see these markets. It's purely based off of points, not dollars. This is how I view it. I mean, you could make your spreadsheet however you want to, okay? You can make it however you want. It's no judgment here, okay? No judgment on my end. Make your spreadsheet however you want. This is just good for conversation. Good for conversation. And so this is the way I view it. This is my mindset. This is the way my brain views day trading here at Topstep in the futures. Starting balance, $100,000 or 1,000 points. I have 1,000 points in the NASDAQ trading five points, right? Position size $5. Let's go ahead and do that. What did I do? I just broke it. Let's do that one again. Right? Point size, whatever. That's invalid. Whatever. $100, whatever. This is it. Every single day I could risk 50 points. Now, this is the way I view it. This is the way I have viewed it for a very long time when I day trade. This is only referring to day trading. Only referring to day trading when I day trade futures. And so this is what I'm looking at. When I trade options, it's a little bit more percentages, right? And so this is how I view it. Now, if I lose in a day, right? If I struggle in a day, then obviously you can imagine I would only have 950 points left, right? If I'm looking at this in points instead of dollar amounts and account value. Is this the right way to look at it? I don't know. I mean, it depends on you, right? It really depends on you on how much you want to risk every single day. Should I risk 50 points on a 1,000-point account balance? Does that make sense? What's the ratio? I don't know. What is the ratio? How many points is that? Right? What's the ratio? What's the percentage? 5%. I'm risking 5%. 5% a day of this account, right? Now, if I lose, remember, if I lose and I keep this the same, right? Say I lose in a day. Say I lose 50 points. Now I only have a 950-point account balance. And then I lose. Then guess what? If I keep this the same, if I keep my points, my daily loss limit in points, if I keep my daily loss limit the same of 50 points, then therefore my percentage that I'm risking every day just increased. You can probably see it increases slightly. But instead of 5%, I'm now risking 5.2%. Now, what if I lose that one, right? And then I'm risking 5.5. So every single day you hit your daily loss limit or your account balance goes down, your percent increases. So that's why sometimes it's okay that, instead of risking, if you're struggling or if you're getting into a drawdown, you could also decrease your daily loss limit. I strongly suggest that. You can decrease your daily loss limit. And it's probably something smart where, instead of risking 50 points a day, if I lose, down to 850 points for my account balance, aka 85,000, I should probably decrease my daily loss limit, correct? I should probably decrease my daily loss limit. That would only make sense. So right now, my account balance is at 900 points. And if I'm risking 50 points, I'm hovering right around 5.5% of this account. Looking at it in terms of points. So honestly, it'd probably be better for me to only risk 45 points. That is kind of what I'm thinking. I'm adjusting my daily loss limit on this account to 45 points instead of 50. And the question is, at what point, right? Pun intended, at what point will it start affecting my strategy, right? At what point would I need to adjust this? At what point do I need to adjust my trade size? Well, you could do one of two things. This is what I'm thinking through now. Do I adjust my daily loss limit, right? Do I adjust my daily loss limit in points? Or do I adjust my point value, right? Because I could also adjust this. If I size down and I say I start trading with 2 minis, well, that changes the point size to $40. Well, that changes everything, right? That changes everything. It's now, I no longer have 1,000 point balance. I now have, it's dramatically, it changes everything, right? And you can go through and do this math. I don't want to get too in depth because I'm sure I'm going to lose a lot more traders, and it might start confusing traders from that aspect, right? Because then essentially you're taking if it's $40 points and you go through and understand it. But yeah, does that make sense, everybody? How is 50 points $5,000? Well, if I'm trading 5 minis in the NASDAQ, that equals $100 a point. And if my daily loss limit's 5,000, then I only have 50 points worth of risk. Right? Does this help? Now, okay, now we're going to keep going in depth because we still have 5 minutes, and I think this is good. We'll keep this conversation up. There's many ways that you could do this. This is why I say it depends, okay? It depends so much on how you are as a trader. If you do not want to risk 50 points, you say, wow, 50 points is a lot. I'm only okay with risking 25 points. Well, that's okay. If my daily loss limit's 5,000 and I only want to risk 25 points, well, therefore, you can be and make that argument to say, I could size up, right? I could size up. Therefore, I can size up. It would make sense to size up. I could risk 25 points then, right? I could risk 25 points. I could risk 25 points with 10 minis with a 5,000 daily loss limit. Or you could size down. Like, oh, I need more than 25 points a day. Maybe I need 100 points a day for the way that I'm trading and the market has volatility. Well, if I need 100 points per day, then that's what, 2.5 minis, which I don't want. That's what, $50 a point. And this is kind of the way that I look at it when adjusting my size, when adjusting how I'm trading. If I'm going to keep my daily loss limit the same, how many points per day do I need in this market condition? And I go through and say, well, based off of how many points I'm going to be risking today, determines my trade size. You can definitely do this. Some traders that like to trade bigger positions, you don't have a lot of room, right? You don't have a lot of room. And if you tell me, oh my gosh, you're risking 1,000 or you're risking 100 points, I mean, it's all about perspective. It's all about perspective. I could risk 300 points in a day very easily. 300 points, right? 300 points. If I'm trading one mini, that's $20 per point. That's 250 points. And this is why I always recommend micros, right? Micros are very important. If I'm going to trade, say, one micro, which is MNQ, that's $2 per point. Am I going to hit my daily loss limit trading 1 micro? Oh, if you hit your daily loss limit trading 1 micro, if your daily loss limit's $5,000, you're going to lose 2,500 points. You better not be hitting a daily loss limit trading 1 micro. That's why I love recommending micros until you feel comfortable trading. Most traders probably have a $3,000 daily loss limit. And if you're trading a 150K account, micros, get used to it. You should never be losing 1,500 points. If you have a $3,000 daily loss limit, 1 micro, $2 per point. Sometimes the sweet spot is, maybe 5 micros, which is what? $10 per point, $300 a day. That's still iffy. My sweet spot, 50 points. You guys see it. I love trading. I love risking 50 points. The math is easy for me, trading 5 minis, and that's kind of how I've been. And this is kind of the way I think about it, the way that I view it, and the way that I have been trading. $100 a point, risking 50 points. And yeah, this is how I've been going through it. And yeah, equals, what is it? That divide by that. Yeah. Can we race to see who blows an account on a 1 micro first? You know what? You got to be pretty good to blow an account on 1 micro. That's why I tell traders all the time, if you're trading micros, you should not be blowing accounts. It's hard to blow an account trading 1 micro. So practice your process, right? Process over profits. Trade micros, until you feel comfortable. And then you could use something like this, right? Remember, this is not financial advice. This is not advice. This is just an education to help traders maybe change their mindset and the way they think, because this helps me not think about dollar amounts. This helps me not think about dollar amounts. It helps me think about my process, not dollar amounts going forward. If anyone blows their account trading micros, yeah, I know, not micros in general, but trading a single micro, right? Traders that trade micros that struggle, it's because they're trading like 20 micros, right? 20 micros is still $40 a point, right? Just because you're trading micros doesn't mean you're not risking anymore, because if you trade 20 micros, that's the same as trading 20 minis. So if you're going to trade micros, trade less than 10. 10 or less micros. 10 or less micros. I would recommend just 1, at most 5. If you're trading 5 micros, that's just $10 a point. That's easy math. That's simple. That's straightforward. Look, if I was to trade 5 micros, it would take me 10,000 points to lose this account. If I'm trading 5 micros, it would take me 10,000 points to blow $100,000. In what world would I ever lose 10,000 points trading 5 micros, right? I'm not blowing this account trading 5 micros anytime soon. And could you imagine trading 1 micro, right? Trading 1 micro with a $100,000 account balance. You'd have to lose 50,000 points on the NASDAQ. You're going to keep this account open for a very, very long time. Very long time. You're not losing 50,000 points on the NASDAQ trading 1 micro anytime soon, right? So it's all about perspective. All about perspective. Yeah, let's compare that. Maybe if you're trading 15 NASDAQ, 15 NASDAQ is what? $300. Oh, I could blow that in a day. Yeah, that's one non-farm payroll. I could blow 333 points in a day. Easy. Especially on a non-farm payroll, especially in this market. Right? That's why traders, oversized, trading too much size all the time, everything. Every time I pull up social media, every time I see any trader statistics, it's oversized. I'm trading, and I even just told you, I am trading a $90,000 account now. I've been trading a $100,000 account. I was even trading a $350,000 account with 5 minis. And even considering that might be oversized, right? So put that in perspective when you're trading. And if you want to become a consistent good trader and take payouts consistently, realize that. Now, when you look at the big board, we never get to freaking 900 yet, huh? When you look at the big board and you look at people making all that money, right? When you look at traders making all that money on the big board and the day-to-day showing their P&Ls, you know they're oversized. You just have to wonder how much money they're really losing when they lose. You really have to ask that question. Everybody, I encourage everybody. This is in no way of anything negative. It's not calling anybody out. It's not, pointing the finger at anybody. But I will always recommend to traders who are trading or trying to learn and figure that out is just think about that. Like, how much are traders really losing when they lose if they are trading that type of size? I'm going to just close this one out, right? If they're really trading, like, what do their losing days look like? Why don't, that needs to be just as transparent as the winning days. Too many times, like I said, too many times is that reset button too tempting. It's easy to reset. It's easy to purchase another combine. It's easy to purchase a new combine or another account. That's why you don't see traders lasting longer than 30 days. That's the reality of trading. And I'm going to continue to talk about it. I've been talking about it in my VIP room. I go into more in depth in my VIP room. I've really enjoyed my VIP group. They're great. And yeah, that's what it is. Why did I close the Nikkei trade? Well, because class is over. Class is over. It's not that was not a true trade. This is just for education, right? I said that. These trades just for education. That's it. What strategy do I use when scalping? Same. All right, guys. Well, that's it. I did go a little bit over, but that is okay. Time goes fast when I start to get really passionate, and I will tell you what. When I get into this stuff, I am very passionate because I really do care. Whether I care or I just get so upset when I see some of the negative stuff, it means something. When I see traders struggle, it's just like, God, it's because I can't help everyone, right? There's still 1,200 traders here. And just knowing that most of the traders here are probably struggling and like blowing combines and all that, I can't help everybody. All I could do is just be passionate because it pisses me off when I see traders misguided and struggling. And I'm absolutely doing my best. I know these other coaches are doing their best to help out. And if you miss the VIP, trust me, stay tuned. There will always be another opportunity to join the VIP because there's some amazing stuff that's being helped in this VIP. Seeing them pass combines, seeing us go through there. And I am definitely not here just to trade, make money, and I'm not in it for the views. I don't think I've ever asked for likes. Maybe I have. I don't really ask for likes. I really don't care about the likes. I don't really care about the views. But that's what I'm here for. I'm always going to be doing it. I think that's where I'm going to end it there. So take care, everybody. I will see everybody bright and early tomorrow morning. It is Friday's price action. Stay safe out there. Take care. Bye.